In a small, quiet town lived a young boy named Arman. He was known for his kindness and simple dreams. Arman lived with his widowed mother in a tiny house near the old railway tracks. Life was not easy for them. His mother worked long hours stitching clothes for neighbors, while Arman studied hard and helped her whenever he could. Every evening after school, Arman would sit near the station and watch trains pass by. He loved imagining where the passengers were going: big cities, new lives, exciting adventures. One day, while sitting there, he noticed an old man struggling to carry heavy bags. Without hesitation, Arman rushed forward and helped him. The old man smiled warmly and thanked him. They began talking, and Arman shared his dream of becoming a successful writer one day. The old man listened carefully and said, "Dreams don't come true by waiting, they come true by courage." Before leaving, he handed Arman a small notebook and told him to write his thoughts every day. Arman took those words seriously. Every night, after finishing his homework, he wrote stories in that notebook, about kindness, hope, and people he met. Slowly, writing became his escape from the hardships around him. Months passed, and one day his teacher discovered his notebook. She was amazed by his talent and encouraged him to submit a story to a local competition. At first, Arman was nervous. He doubted whether someone like him could ever win. But he remembered the old man's advice and gathered the courage to try. He submitted a story about a poor boy who changed lives through small acts of kindness. Weeks later, Arman and his mother were called to the school assembly. Standing nervously in front of everyone, he heard his name announced as the first-place winner. His story touched many hearts. The prize included a scholarship and the opportunity to publish his story in a local magazine. Tears filled his mother's eyes as she hugged him tightly. For the first time, Arman felt that his dreams were not just fantasies, they were real possibilities. He realized that even the smallest moments, like helping a stranger, could change the direction of life. Years later, Arman became a well-known writer. He never forgot the old notebook or the simple lesson he learned near the railway tracks: kindness and courage can transform ordinary lives into extraordinary stories. English. After winning the competition, Arman's life slowly began to change. His story was published in a local magazine, and people from nearby towns started recognizing his name. Teachers praised him, neighbors encouraged him, and for the first time, Arman felt truly confident in his abilities. However, success also brought new challenges. Some classmates became jealous and teased him, saying his success was just luck. At first, those comments hurt him deeply. Arman began to doubt himself again and even stopped writing for a few weeks. One evening, while cleaning his room, he found the old notebook the stranger had given him years ago. He read the first page, where he had written about his dreams and struggles. The memories reminded him why he started writing, not for fame or praise, but to express his heart and inspire others. With renewed determination, Arman returned to writing. He began sharing stories online about real-life kindness, everyday heroes, and people who overcame hardships. His honest words connected with readers from different places. Messages started pouring in from people who said his stories gave them hope during difficult times. One day, Arman received a surprising letter from a well-known publisher who had read his work online. They invited him to write a full book based on his life experiences and inspirational stories. Arman felt nervous again, wondering if he was ready for such a big step. His mother encouraged him gently, reminding him how far he had come and how many people he had already inspired. Arman worked tirelessly for months, writing late into the night. He faced moments of self-doubt and exhaustion, but he kept going. Whenever he felt like giving up, he remembered the old man's words: "Courage turns dreams into reality." Slowly, his book came together, filled with powerful stories of hope and resilience. When the book was finally published, it became unexpectedly popular. Readers loved the simplicity and honesty of his writing. Arman was invited to schools and community events to speak about dreams, kindness, and perseverance. Standing in front of young students who reminded him of his younger self, he shared how even small actions and strong determination could change a life. Despite his growing fame, Arman remained humble. He continued visiting the old railway station, where everything had begun. One evening, while sitting on the familiar bench, he saw another young boy watching trains with curious eyes. Arman walked over, handed him a new notebook, and said the same words he had once heard: "Write your dreams and never be afraid to follow them." As the sun set behind the tracks, Arman realized that success was not just about achievements, it was about passing hope forward. His journey had come full circle, proving that one act of kindness could create a chain of inspiration that never ends. Arman's life had transformed in ways he once thought were impossible. His book was now being read in different cities, and invitations to speak at schools and events kept arriving. Yet deep inside, he still felt like the same boy who once sat quietly by the railway tracks, dreaming about a better future. Fame made his world bigger, but it also made him realize how many people were still struggling to find hope. One day, during a visit to a small village school, Arman met a shy girl named Sana. She loved drawing but believed her talent was useless because her family could not afford art classes. Her words reminded Arman of his own doubts when he was younger. He encouraged her to keep practicing and promised that talent grows through passion, not money. Before leaving, he gifted her a sketchbook and told her to fill every page with her imagination. That meeting gave Arman a new idea. He decided to start a small community program to help children express themselves through writing, art, and storytelling. With the support of his readers and friends, he organized free workshops where kids could share their ideas without fear of judgment. Slowly, the program grew, attracting volunteers and teachers who wanted to help young voices be heard. While managing his growing responsibilities, Arman faced moments of exhaustion. Balancing writing, traveling, and community work was not easy. There were days when he felt overwhelmed and wondered if he was doing enough. During one quiet evening, he returned once again to the old railway station. Sitting on the familiar bench, he watched the trains and reflected on his journey, the struggles, the kindness he received, and the courage that carried him forward. In that peaceful moment, Arman realized something important. Success was not about doing everything perfectly but about staying true to his purpose. He began focusing on meaningful work rather than chasing endless achievements. He wrote a new series of stories based on the children he met through his program, stories about resilience, friendship, and believing in oneself. Months later, Arman organized a large community event where children showcased their stories, drawings, and performances. Sana, the shy girl he once met, presented a beautiful collection of artwork that amazed everyone. Watching the children confidently share their talents filled Arman with pride and gratitude. He saw a reflection of his younger self in every child who dared to dream. As the event ended, Arman stood in front of the crowd and shared a simple message: dreams grow stronger when people support each other. He realized that his greatest achievement was not fame or recognition but creating opportunities for others to shine. Walking home that night under the quiet stars, Arman felt a deep sense of peace. His journey had become more than his own story, it was now a movement of hope, proving that one person's courage could inspire countless others to believe in their potential.